Hello, I'm here with Alma Green. This is for the Carroll County Media Center. Hello.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm okay.
All right. You ready to start? Let's start.
Sure.
All right. So first, can you tell us where at in Carroll County you currently reside?
In Lineboro, which is in the very high northwest part of Maryland.
Right. What other characteristics does Lineboro have?
Lineboro is a small town. It has a main street, one church, a bar, a couple of businesses, but most of them have gone out of Lineboro. It used to be thriving, but it's kind of down to, I don't even know whether they have a business anymore other than the feed mill.
And why do you think that the businesses have left Lineboro? What do you think the reasons are?
Because of the larger stores in the vicinity that can provide more. And
How do you feel about that? Do you wish that they would have stayed, or?
well, it was nice when we had everything to where you could practically walk to it. But it hasn't changed my life that much, actually.
Do you have any kids that you currently live with, or of your own?
I live with my daughter and her family. I have an apartment in the basement of the home my husband and I built in the early 70s. And I lived in that after his death in 1980 until my daughter came home from college and married and moved in with me. And gradually we kind of changed it around to where I'm in the apartment and they own the home.
Okay.
So it works out well for both of us.
Was this house that you're currently living in the first house that you lived in while you were in Carroll County?
No. The first house we ever bought was out on Westminster on 27, about midway between Westminster and Manchester. And then we moved to a farm that down on Main Street, an 18-acre small farm where we raised cattle and pigs and just small town farm kind of thing. Eventually, we sold the farm off and kept some acreage and built a new home.
Which is your current house?
Yes, which is the current house I live in now.
Why did you decide to sell off some of the land and move?
Well, my husband had suffered a couple of heart attacks, and it was the boys had grown and didn't really, I guess they really didn't want to stay on the farm that much, or they didn't want to farm. Not that there was a living there, it was just almost a hobby. But it was just too much work. The house was big, and there was a lot of outbuildings, a lot of outside work to do.
Okay.
It was just a lot easier to move to a new home with more convenient.
Understandable. So you said your first house was on 97.
On 27.
Oh, on 27, sorry. When did you move there?
In 1957.
1957?
Prior to that, we had lived in different apartments surrounding Carroll County and Manchester and in the vicinity.
Okay. Are you originally from Carroll County?
No. I was born in North Carolina and my family moved to Maryland. Most of my growing up years were in Baltimore County.
Why did your family move up to Maryland?
Oh, I guess my father came up to work on Pretty Boy Dam, I guess because of the Depression. It was during the Depression years. And there just wasn't any work or any livelihood. And North Carolina, and he came up here, and then my mother and the family followed.
Okay. Is Pretty Boy Dam in Carroll County or Baltimore County?
Baltimore County.
It's Baltimore County? I just wasn't sure.
Uh-huh.
So why did you end up moving into Carroll County eventually?
No particular reason other than that it was close to where I worked. My husband and I both worked at Black & Decker in Hampstead, and that's in Carroll County.
Mm-hmm.
So we just kind of migrated this way.
How do you feel about Black & Decker leaving Carroll County?
Oh, I think that was terrible. I just really think that it was a thriving community.
Mm-hmm.
It provided a lot of work. People from all around. And that was a sad day.
Yeah. So while you've been here, what have been some of the biggest changes that you've seen in the community?
Well, I think it's become a lot more developed. All the homes out in Manchester and on 27, and new schools. They've outgrown the schools, and both of my grandchildren now are in brand new schools because of the surge in population.
Mm-hmm. Other than that, speaking of education, what have been some of the changes in the educational system besides new schools since your children were in high school and middle school?
I'm not too familiar with the way the schools are operating now, other than what the grandchildren say, but it just seems like they have a lot more, what would you call it, the things to work with, more modern and sophisticated. They teach computer and a lot of those kinds of things, a lot of technology.
Mm. Do you think the surge in population in Carroll County is a direct result from the highways and like roads like 140 being built in? Do you think it's a result of that?
Probably, and just because at the time we first moved to the farm in Lineboro, there was so much empty space around. There were a lot of farms that have since been sold off and subdivided and built, and people wanting to move out of the city and into more of a country atmosphere.
Do you ever come across people that have moved in from Baltimore or Washington, D.C., and ever kind of observe what their, I guess, mannerisms or how they act compared to Carroll County citizens?
Probably I couldn't comment on that too much because I don't want to say I don't want to associate with people a whole lot, but I'm not, I guess I just think people are people. I treat them the same, and they kind of treat me the same.
Okay. Let's see. So do you ever think that you'll end up leaving Carroll County at this point in your life?
No.
No? Why is that?
No. Well, I like it here, and this is my home, I feel.
And what's kept... Oh, sorry. You can keep going.
I don't know what I was going to say. I just like it. I'm at home and comfortable here.
Mm-hmm. And what's made you stay your whole life here? Well, since you've
My
moved here.
family all live within an hour or so around, and I guess I just like, I don't particularly like to venture into new things.
Mm-hmm.
I like it here. I just like it.
And what do you think the changes in the adolescent population in Carroll County or in general have changed since your children were young teens? compared to today's?
I don't see a whole lot of difference, but my children had friends that came around, and I liked them, and my grandchildren now that live in the same home, their friends all seem that come around, and they have a lot of friends that come around, all seem pretty much the same.
Right.
Just good kids.
And do you think the fact that you don't see too much of a change in behaviors of young people, do you think that's a result because of the community that Carroll County has and the morals that the county kind of lives by?
I would like to think that we don't have any of the city crime and that type of thing, and drugs, and although I'm sure they're around, I'm just not exposed to them.
Yeah. So what would you say your overall least favorite event that has happened in Carroll County has been? Did that make sense?
Probably when Black & Decker left.
Okay.
It totally changed the it was just a downer.
Mm-hmm.
People moving out and people losing their jobs and having to travel to Hunt Valley and Towson for work. And it just kind of was the center of the community for a long time as far as knowing people. And
All right. Do you have anything else you want to share about your life in general, your life in Carroll County?
Probably. Give me a hint. As to
Like what you like
types of
most
things.
about the county? Because you obviously must like it if you've been here for so long.
I do like it. I like it's rural and it's comfortable and people are friendly. And I'm not exposed to a lot of things that go on because we pretty much have a haven here, I would say, kind of. None of the problems of the cities, and yeah, we can get in a car and we can go to Baltimore and Hanover and Westminster and other places like that if we want to get out and around. I'm kind of a homebody, so
Nothing wrong with that.
no.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're a very
It's
good
been
interviewer, Mr. Green.
Oh, thank you.